Hello again, welcome to another edition of the Real Ale Guide. Today's beer is a beer from Sigtuna Brewing and it's their East River Spring Lager, 5.2% ABV in a 330 centilitre bottle. 330 milliliter, 33 centilitre. Okay, quick look at the bottle cap. There you go. I chilled this down slightly, this one. I'd like to thank Johan at this stage for sending the beer. Chilled down as it is a lager. Oh, look how clear that is. What a lovely, clean looking glass of beer. Now it's in Swedish on the back of the bottle, so there's no point in reading it, but I can pick out pizzas and grills, so they probably want you to try this beer with different pizzas, different steaks or something. Well, it does look the part. Slightly hazy, little bits floating around in the glass, which I think is pretty. I do like that. Carbonation dries in nicely. It's a one finger white, slightly off-white foamy head. Let's get a nose on this beer then. And as you'd expect, you've got the lager malt there, but at the same time it's a bit hoppy, which we do like. I was expecting that from Sigtuna. Oh, that does smell nicely hopped, this lager, wow. It's nice and like, I find it's that spiciness that's in the beer. That hoppy kind of mixed up with a spicy aroma. For me it's very much grapefruity with a hint of spice. Okay, on with the tasting then. Ooh. Oh yes. Oh yeah, that is really nice. That is really nice. It's quite an intensely hot lager, as I would like to put it. I think if this is one of these beers that's probably bending the style to the max, being able to call it a lager. If you blindfolded me and asked me to drink this beer, I would say it was a kind of a different type of pale ale, but I would kind of say the amount of hops in it does taste like a pale ale. But there is an element of lager about the beer, but it's just been stretched to the max. Really has been stretched to the max. You do get the lager malt. It's also reminded me so much of a pale ale because of the mouthfeel too. It's got that classic hoppy, malty kind of. It's not absolutely clean. If you were to drink a lager or a regular lager, it's clean, it's crisp. It is still clean and crisp, but it's got a kind of a little bit of a sticky mouthfeel, and again that pushes me into saying, well, this could very well be a pale ale if I was blindfolded. Any other characteristics then from this? I'm talking about the flavour much. Up front, definite lager malt. And while I'm speaking now, I'm having It's a very late blast. I think what's happening here is the lager malt is coming through at the beginning. There's a level middle. There's not much going on in the middle, but then on the end of the taste, it really does start to funk up, and the bitterness just pulls through, and it's hints of grapefruit. Well, not hints. I say it's a bit of a whack of grapefruit, and then there's just this really long bitter. It's still bittering now on the back, kind of right on the back of my tongue. I'm quite impressed with this. Quite impressed with this. Yeah, it would be a real confuser. I tell you what, if you're able to get this beer and you have a friend with beer knowledge, ask him very politely to put a blindfold on and ask him to try and work out this style. I reckon you'll probably get it eventually, but it really is a bit of a mishmash of two different styles of beer, lager and pale ale. But it's very, very nice. I've still got, well, should we get the rest in? Should we see if it's bottle conditioned? I didn't think it would be. Didn't think it would be bottle conditioned. It's not. There's slight little bits floating around in that glass. Actually, come to think of it, can you see that now? Can you see all them little bits floating around in that glass? Now, for me, now it's even looking like a pale ale. You get them little tiny speckles of it must be yeast sediment floating around. You do get that from a pale ale. So I really would be, so it looks like a pale ale. It more or less tastes like a pale ale, and it's got the mouthfeel of a pale ale, but you do get a little bit of lager taste. So very interesting style. I'm very impressed with it. It's got written on the bottom here, the only bit of English, saying Brooklyn Bridge, New York. There it is. So it's very much aimed at the American hoppy style of beer. One more taste then. I'd like to thank Johan for sending the beer. Absolutely another beer, another new style for me, another really hopped up lager. I tried 6 Points, the crisp. I was expecting hops, but I didn't. This, for me, is how I expected 6 Point, the crisp lager to taste like. But this actually does. So thank you, Johan. You've brought me into another new style of beer, which I thoroughly enjoy. I would go again. So let's give it a rating. As I drink the beer, I like to have one final smell as I'm taking it, as I'm drinking the beer. I'm inhaling, and it's just a wonderful pungent grapefruit aroma. For me, then, I'm quite impressed with this beer. I'm more than quite impressed. I'm very impressed with this beer. I like it a lot. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm going to give this beer an 8 out of 10. It's quite unique. It's definitely, I'd say, a unique beer for me. Okay, thanks for watching me. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe if you like, and cheers.